I'll be brief and short because I believe most of the points and views and challenges that are being faced are common across the companies, across the industry. Very briefly, ICICI Lombard does livestock insurance in majorly three segments. One is obviously we've talked about the LDA schemes that many state governments are sponsoring in conjunction with the central government. This is basically a subsidized scheme which has a major role to be played by the district veterinary officers both during enrollment as well as claim settlement time. This is one of these schemes where ICICI Lombard is heavily participating. The second type of scheme where we are participating is bundling of insurance product with cattle loan being provided by banks or other financial institutions. And the third part is the pure retail part where there are private dairies or private corporations who want to cover their livestock population against diseases, accidents. Now, obviously, all three kinds of schemes have their merits, demerits, challenges, features, which in the course of the day we'll try to understand. In terms of scalability, the LDA schemes seem to be the most scalable model because it has government backing and then farmer has to pay comparatively lesser premium. But the number of challenges probably is the highest in this type of scheme. The retail scheme has the best, has the kind of the relationship between the client and the insurance company is the best in a retail kind of scheme. There's a one-to-one interaction and high involvement of the insurance company with each and every cattle that is being insured.
But justify the costs. I'm assuming
In the retail scheme, see, it's like if there's a single shed of the dairy where there are 100 animals, it's a 2 or 3 day visit where you can set up a small health camp, do health checkup of all 100, 200 animals, tag them, issue policies in a 3-day period. And then you can service them with from your district office. So it's a comparatively the only thing is there are not many dairies or organizations who would be keen to take up insurance and rather go for self-insurance for their portfolio themselves. When we come to challenges, well, I guess most of the challenges are already being shared. The proper identification of the animal remains the topmost amongst all. But in the course of the day, we can discuss how the commitment from government doctors to NNLI schemes can be looked at, and how anti-selection problem. The classic case of a farmer with 10 animals has 2 tags, and any of the 10 animals dies, all his 10 animals are practically insured. And it leads to a vicious circle. The insurance company has to continuously increase premiums. The genuine farmers are dissatisfied. They keep on pulling out of the scheme. It's only the fraudulent farmers who remain in the scheme. Again, the premiums have to go up. It's a bad vicious circle. And obviously, servicing related. As Mr. Gopinath said, that many states for regional reasons or for spiritual reasons don't conduct post-mortem of the animal. But still we receive post-mortem certificate from each and every cattle claim. How is that possible? Why are the documents getting doctored? I mean, every single document is there with thick and span. There's no way the insurance company can pinpoint the fraud. How can we make our entire claim settlement mechanism foolproof? And obviously, moral hazard, mismanagement. If the farmer knows that the animal is insured, does he act in a way that he should, as if his animal is not insured and should be taking appropriate and proper care of the animal, even if of the animal has crossed the milk producing cycle. So these are the few challenges from my side.